Peace. And, and happy now. Now's the vibrate, of course. Not too far in the future. Not too far in the past. Right now. Matter of fact, shout out to just all of everybody on the YouTube circuit. But I was laughing at how everybody like interconnected, whether people verbally recognize each other or not. We could see how maybe some of us are borrowing each other's little styles, or like in a non how can I say, biting in that type of manner, but like, well, say for instance with the intro, because I thought about how on Black Magic that kind of like did a little peace infinite, like, and it was kind of like joking about infinite, but giving them a shout out as well. But just how like at some points, like when I first started, I kind of got my little introduction and find my introduction through watching the Infinite Waters. And also, like, I'd be watching Infinite Waters where he'll start doing things the way I do things, and he never used to do it that way. Like, and not saying he watching me and borrowing exactly from me, because I know how the collective work, the collective consciousness, but, just seeing how, just that interconnectedness vibe. But I digress, because this video is about none of that. The new moon in Virgo. New moon in Virgo, let's see, 9th of September. New moon is always about setting new intentions. Matter of fact, full moon reaping what you sow. Matter of fact, reaping the benefits of what seed you planted during the new moon, in essence. And of course, the new moon, or just the moon energy in general, more feminine. It's going to deal with our emotions to a little more to a certain extent. But for sure, just the new moon in general is about setting intentions. And because it's in Virgo, it's going to deal with the Virgo vibes, the Virgo, dealing with health and cleanliness and organization. Matter of fact, I spoke about that, like, but the organization, more so the organization of time, like, how you, how you spending your time, because in essence, your time, like, is energy. And where your energy is going into what you're manifesting. So you need to organize your energy or your time so that you could, move closer, because Virgo is an earth sign, manifestation, earthy, what I'm saying, putting things into the physical. So also this new moon Virgo is about making our dreams more tangible, bringing our dreams more into reality. It's like, of course we could talk a good game, but it starts time to actually start putting things and play on a physical level. Now, cool little fact, which again I'm not deep into. Well, let me stop saying that, because I am, in essence, I'm just not as good as an adept astrologer. Somebody who studies this in and out all day. But I have more knowledge than average in astrology. But thinking about though how I just heard about the new moon in Virgo, the new moon in Virgo, it's how can I say, the moon is in Virgo at the 17th degree. And I just came across some information that spoke on how, like, the 17th degree, when whenever a planet is in that area of a sign, then it makes the sign stronger. So in essence, because it's in the 17th degree, which is considered a critical degree in a mutable sign, that makes the Virgo energy much this new moon. So again, we're going to be really dealing with that Virgo energy. Matter of fact, the main energies with what we're dealing with from this Virgo energy is like cleanliness, and that's on all levels. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just say cleanliness, health, organization of time, and detoxing. Like, that's the main things. And now with cleanliness, matter of fact, Virgo, ruled by Mercury. Mercury is an air sign. It deals with thoughts and communication. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to be cleaning our thoughts, cleaning the way our lines of communication, the way we do that. It's like cleaning on all levels. So it's like, making sure we meditating, clearing up our thoughts, because our thoughts manifest into the physical. You know, and matter of fact, speaking of physical and earthy, you know, and Virgo is an air sign, so you know you got to clean those thoughts in order to, you know, manifest something, you know, cleanly into this existence. You know, because when you manifest things and you dealing with all your thoughts, all that noise kind of distort your manifestation, and it'll come out in your manifestation. You know, like all the little side stuff you're thinking about. Like, I wonder what happened at the end of Star Wars and this and that. Like, you know, just that super clutter, and then 20 minutes later you see somebody, a little kid playing with a lightsaber. You know, like where you seeing like where your miscellaneous little thoughts is manifesting, but it's like, all right, damn, like I need to focus more on speaking on, you know, being a multi-millionaire, you know, the things that I really want to manifest, instead of course, it's all right to have these little everyday conversations. You know, we are in the physical level and gonna do that, but, you know, realizing to just, you know, stay focused and keeping those thoughts clear. So, you know, cleaning the thoughts is what, you know, what's going to go into this new moon in general. And also cleanliness, matter of fact, cleanliness on all levels. So, you know, the physical around, you know, the feng shui of the house, cleaning the house. You know, some of us, you know, may not be like that for all of us, but you'll realize, like, where you find it hard to work, or like you feel like, you know, you can't even think straight when your house is cluttered. You know, as above, so below. Like, when your mind is cluttered, you know, it's hard for you to operate and think, you know, and when your house is cluttered, it's hard for the energy to flow, and it's hard for you to, you know, the energy to flow smoothly and freely in your crib, because it's all, you know, junky and messed up. You know, are you holding on to things, like holding on to certain things? Don't forget that a lot of us be stopping our new things from coming in, and our new, like the things that we really want. We basically slow down that process, if not stop it, by holding on to old objects that don't no longer serve us. You know, you holding on to this old, I'm just saying anything, like an old fan that, you know, you could throw away and get a new air conditioner. You know, the new air conditioner is not here yet because you holding on to that old fan, and in your subconscious you like scared, like, oh, I can't get rid of it because ain't nothing, you know. Like, and that's a whole nother story as far as getting out of that mind frame of being scared to, you know, like let go so the new thing could come. You know, you trying to fix up on that old car, and oh, well, you know, I just gotta change the radiator and change the brakes, and like, shit sound like you damn near buying a new car without buying a new car, you know. And the new car not gonna come to you while you spending all your time and energy trying to focus on fixing something that needs to be passed on, or just got, you know, you just need to get rid of it, you know. And again, our energy, you know, energy goes where our focus is at, you know. What in essence, focus is energy, you know. Paying attention is currency, you know. So what you paying attention to? Because paying attention or having like old things around, you know, is stopping those new things from coming through. So, you know, with this Virgo energy, you want to be cleaning on all levels, cleaning the thoughts, you know, cleaning, you know, the living area, but also cleaning the temple, because it's also dealing strong about health and detoxing. You know, matter of fact, speaking of detoxing, 2 crystals I would bring up that would be good to work with dealing with that part of the energy with the new moon would be ocean jasper and shungite, possibly even bloodstone as well. And I did a video about that. If y'all go look up my crystal vibrations, what is, forgot the name of my playlist, crystal vibrations or crystal healings. But anyway, on my crystal playlist, I got a video where I go in depth speaking of like the quality of shungite and ocean jasper. Matter of fact, the combination of all three and how good they are for detoxifying the body. You know, matter of fact, ocean jasper deals with the regeneration of tissue. Matter of fact, that'll work good with mookiite, with skin, regeneration of skin, but more so again about detoxifying. You know, matter of fact, a lot of us may find that you know, too, the body, we're breaking out like with bumps and stuff a lot of times too. That's a detoxification process. So as much as it makes it seem like, oh man, you know, like something bad is going on, I mean, yeah, in essence, it's stuff trying to get out of you. Like I think about well, for the first time ever, like my little liver splash and liver spots, matter of fact, from all that drinking and all that I used to do, you know, that little skin disorder kind of clearing up on my body. But it happened after a strong detox where like the skin kind of bubbled up almost like a burn, you know, and then it kind of popped and it went away, you know. And it's like, all right, you know, just that full cleansing, you know. But definitely detoxing the body, so paying attention to, you know, what you're eating, like cleaning up in the health department, you know what I'm saying? And of course, you know, it's you know, all of us are different as far as like going cold turkey or quitting something or trying something new, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, just do your best at being as healthy as possible and as healthy as you know you can be in this moment, you know. Again, the pharmacies, the drugs, that's all poisons, you know. So right now, if you're a person that's still like in the illusion, and I gotta keep it real because it's an illusion, in the illusion that you still gotta, but you know, man, I'm trying to be healthy, but I still gotta take Prozac, or I still gotta take Claritin, or you still don't have to take none of that shit. You're just being fearful and scared to, you know, not only is the body's addiction to it, but it's the mind's addiction, and the mind also trying to stop you from growing, you know. Again, the egoic mind not trying to see change, not trying to, because when you're growing, constantly growing means you don't get to keep the same identity. That's another reason why people who stick to their egoic mind don't spiritually grow, because, you know, an egoic mind is trying to stick to one certain identity. And if you're constantly growing, you won't be able to keep up with one identity if you're constantly growing. So that's another little strategy of why, you know, the ego kind of be on the little vibe it be on. But again, focus on the health, detoxing the body. So again, you know, stop giving yourself these lame excuses to kill yourself with these prescription pills. You know, like step up to the plate, you know. That same way you look at a crackhead and be like, oh, they should do better. You know how some of us have this little mind frame of, you know, you gotta look inside yourself, you know what I'm saying? Where you could point and say, oh, that should be easy for them. You know, in which you see why you shouldn't even be judging and looking at nobody walk in the first place in that level. You know, you got your own porch to sweep, you know. But literally sweeping your porch, you know what I'm saying? Cleaning your own porch right now. You know what I'm saying? Because while you trying to sweep so-and-so porch or tell so-and-so, hey, bro, you got some leaves on your porch, this and that, there's constantly dust and leaves accumulating on your porch. So just worry about your porch. And then, hey, you know, so-and-so who you was trying to tell to clean their porch, instead of you having to tell them, they see how clean your porch is, and they'll just get the inspiration to start cleaning their porch. You know, hold, you know, that vibe as well. And also dealing strongly with organization of time, you know. That Virgo energy in essence deal with organizing, you know. So you know, how you dealing with your coin, we're saying quote unquote time, you know. We only deal with time in the manner of being in this matrix and this agreement, like, all right, at this certain point, when the sun is at this point, we call this 12 o'clock, you know. So meet me at such and such at 12 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? It's just a little, it's like a little marker in essence, you know. But then once we're done using it in that manner, you know, you back away from it. But in essence, what it means in the organization of time, it doesn't mean going, you know, like micromanaging and stuff like that. Matter of fact, shout out to Preston Smiles, because he made a video on a situation of the way I deal with it. And matter of fact, now I could kind of talk about it now. But like, well, at the most, probably have 1 or 2 goals for yourself just within the week. Like, you're not, like, we shouldn't be like, oh, this goal, that goal. Because what else happens with all these goal settings? You create a lot of disappointments when you don't get all these goals done. So instead of having, like, you know, just have like main ones. Like, so say for instance, for this week, I gotta make sure I get some beads and make sure I get a driver's license. Like, I'm not micromanaging any further, you know what I'm saying? But even with that, that's still an organization, you know, like, all right, making sure I get these things done. So matter of fact, even with saying the organization of time, I'm not technically like, oh yeah, at 1 o'clock on Monday morning, I'm doing this. You know, it's not micromanaged in essence, but you know, it's like, yeah, at this point, I want to have this done. You know, at this point of the now. You know, and not necessarily time in essence. You know, speaking of the now, man, that thing don't be too far from it. But you know, again, you know, organization of you know, of what you're dealing with. So organization of time, you know, how much energy or time, you know, because time is energy. How much energy I'm spending doing this, how much energy I'm spending doing that, and prioritizing it. Like, all right, you know, this brings in more revenue, so I might want to spend more time doing this. You know, this does less, so let me do less, or I need to start working, you know what I'm saying? But just right now is the time to just start organizing, you know, because again, we're making our dreams tangible. Of course, you know, it's about manifesting with that God power and using our thoughts. And, you know, it's like working smart, not hard. But it is some physical work, you know, that we're going to be taking. But again, it's being inspired into physical action and not forcefully like, let me just do some physical action because, you know, because society always taught me that it takes hard work and, you know, and like, nah, and you just pushing against the energy of the universe that's helping you, you know. The universe is taking care, you know, your higher self is taking care of the, you know, certain aspects on the bigger scale, and then you just take care of what you got to take care of on your end. Think of it like just working with a partner where it's like, all right, your turn, you got to do a little something physical. Then your higher self is like, all right, back off, I got it from here. You know, bam, and whatever work. And then, you know, somebody knock at your door or this and that, and it's like the person, you know, that where if you would have been like trying to forcefully work, then you would have had to like forcefully work or been trying to forcefully work to find this person. But because you just sat back and allowed, you know, you did your little work and then sat back and allowed for things to come, you know, that person knocked at your door and showed up at your door with ease, you know, instead of you having a hound dog. Because again, it's a little bit of, you know, it takes action, but it's inspired action, you know, not pushing and forcefully motivating. That's why I don't like using the word motivate, because motivating is almost like pushing yourself without being in the vibe. Because matter of fact, think about it, like, you know, I'm feeling like this, I don't, you know, let me motivate myself. Like, you know, like, well, no, just, you know, if you're feeling bad, just wait till some inspired action come, you know, some inspiration come through. And as soon as that inspiration come through, you know, work from there instead of like, well, let me push and motivate. Let me hang this carrot in front of my face. You know, with motivation, you know, what if all the carrots get taken away? Like as far as, you know, trying to hold something in front of your face, you know, again, like forceful, like should come from spirit. Like motivation is more like outside means, you know, inward, inspiration, in spirit, be inspired in spirit, you know, and then you act upon something because you're acting from a God standpoint. Your higher self let you know, like, hey, all right, this is what it is. Go do this over here. You know what I'm saying? Well, when you do that action, it's going to just, you know, manifest things on such a great level because it's in alignment with your higher self and with your purpose, compared to being in alignment with your egoic mind and what you were taught or what you thinking you have to do instead of doing what you feel, you know what I'm saying? Because that's another thing, doing what we love, you know, that's all it's about. You know, we taught that it's hard and all that, but it's not, you know, it's not no hard struggle and none of these things. I digress. But also, in which, well, this is a generalization of what I've been talking about. So your daily habits, your physical body, your thoughts, you know, your quote unquote time is all being cleaned up with this Virgo energy, you know. So you're cleaning up the daily habits, you know, getting rid of the ones that don't serve you, you know, critiquing, you know, you could kind of work on this little habit and do a little better in this area. You know, your physical body, you know, cleaning it up, detoxing, taking your shungite baths, you know, with the shungite water. I got a video that talks about how to do that. Go check that video out. Cleaning up the thoughts, sitting down and meditating. Stay away from negativity and negative people or people who pessimistic, stuff like that, you know, cleaning up on all levels. Feng Shui don't mean just cleaning a house, cleaning up your universe, you know what I'm saying? Your universe in essence is you. So wherever your consciousness and wherever it goes. So it's like cleaning up your experiences, setting those boundaries, those clean boundaries. Like, all right, hey y'all, I don't talk down on people. Like, like to each his own. Y'all might like to talk down on people and talk about this or that one, but I don't. So either it would be nice to change the subject, or I should just remove myself. You know what I'm saying? But cleaning up on all levels. You know what I'm saying? And there's also an energy of abundance that's coming through as well, very strongly. And a energy of more so abundance, health as well. You know what I'm saying? When the temple is clean, it creates wealth outside of the temple. You know what I'm saying? Because when you operating in a high vibrational state, then you're able to manifest, on a high level. So taking care of the temple, and the manifestation of abundance, through health, in essence. That's one of the key things to be focused on. And in essence, again, a lot of earthy energy. So we're gonna be, of course, a lot of us, we like to, just be in the thoughts and stuff like that with manifestation, just working the magic and being less hands-on. But now it's time to be a little more hands-on, a little more earthy about our approach to manifestation, because that, the lower chakras, the root chakra, matter of fact, the sexual energy is what manifests, you know what I'm saying? When the masculine and feminine energy come together, you know what I'm saying? It manifests something into the physical, or in essence, like, your the non-physical aspect of you visualizing things, you know what I'm saying, which is the feminine aspect, down to the physical, aspect of taking action and stuff like that. Your thoughts mixed with your actions, that feminine and masculine creates and manifests into something, you know what I'm saying? And that's the same thing. That's why, your root chakra is the sexual man chakra, sacral chakra, but it deals with fertility, creativity, having vitality. So all these things dealing with manifestation, We're also going to be dealing, you might find yourself dealing with a lot of your hobbies, like dealing with art, doing music, cooking, matter of fact, dancing. Matter of fact, 'cause I thought about dancing and how, like, you see the females, with the twerking and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? But not realizing where, they may take it and try to turn to something sexual or something derogatory, or look at her shaking her ass and this and that. But I mean, that's allowing the flow of energy, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, how I talk about, even through ignorance, that godness, move through. And you see where, like, say, for instance, two things in New Orleans, where it's not looked at upon like, oh, yeah, well, we just celebrate that just because, just because. But it's more than just because. It's because that indigenous knowledge and energy is so strong that just naturally we do the God stuff, because I also thought about New Orleans bounce and how it is uniquely the only place that you get be real, which is like the Turk, like, even though that's becoming like something Turking, we've been doing that in Louisiana, like, think about where you get these types of songs from, you know what I'm saying, from the South. Like, and you think about, of course, it took it to like a over sexual to a certain derogatory level with Uncle Luke and stuff like that. But still, it's that energy. Matter of fact, seeing how nothing wrong with sex either, because you see how we naturally sexual. Again, like that godness, but the government and certain people take it and try to direct it in a derogatory way, so we could not use it in a way that's beneficial to our soul, but use it in a way that kind of depletes the soul, you know what I'm saying, where they turn it into a strip club situation, or just different things that takes it from being a beneficial situation. But with the dance and all that, that's a spiritual situation. When you see some of these females, and you would think like they just trying to be like a thought or something, like, well, how some females like, bro, I just gotta dance, bro, I just gotta shake my ass, you know what I'm saying? And you seeing like, oh, they just being, but part of that is an energetic thing of letting it. You ever been to, like, say for instance, a guided meditation or a little meditation, sound healing, and like, well, I've been to one, and just different meditation where beforehand they take, like, get loose, move in any kind of motion, like you know what I'm saying, do all that, you know. And that's mimicking indigenous, you know, again, mimicking indigenous behavior, you know, indigenous culture. You know, it's like shunned upon, like, because they're trying to make, you know, black people seem, maybe not black people for lack of a better word, you know, try and make us seem ignorant. So it's like, oh, that's crazy, this and that. But then backdoor, and then trying to, in the guided meditations, you know, spiritual level, doing some of those same things, but just in a different light, you know. But to not get off the subject again, hobbies, art, music, you know, you're gonna find yourself dealing again the earthy, you know, earthy things, you know, like the Taurus people. Taurus like to eat, you know, they find themselves in the kitchen a lot, cooking, you know. But definitely dealing with that energy, and the reorganization. I spoke on my live video about, you know, a little bit about the new moon with the Virgo energy and reorganization. So finding, like, you know, using different approaches and different strategies to the way you're doing things. Like, there's some things that you could see, like, all right, I need to switch this up or do this better. You know, I think about getting stronger on, you know, creating a website for myself, you know, and dealing with my jewelry. It's like, all right, time to take a little step forward and cleaning, you know, cleaning this a little more. Because although I am still, you know, being that person that's trying to show people you don't have to go about it in the old business construct way of doing things. Like, you could still be an entrepreneur and reach people just by being a guide, in the essence of believing in what you're doing it the way you want to. But of course, I definitely see where I write. It would be just, you know, there's a thin line between me being a person that's coming to change things up, and then also fall into an ego of like, well, all right, well, like, say for instance, what I'm spiritual, like going with the flow of just changing things up, but then that could also develop into, secretly or sneakily, could develop into an ego of like, well, now I identify as like, oh, I have to shake things up. That's my identity, and I, you know, where I forcefully got to do this just because I identify. Like, nah, you know, it's like since I see that building a website would help, I could say, well, no, since I'm trying to change up the business construct, I'm just gotta stay with that identity of not using a business card and not using this and not, you know. It's like, nah, if things switch up, then, you know, it is what it is. I'm you know, use that different approach, or, you know, again, switch up my approach, reorganize, you know, using that word reorganize, the Virgo energy, reorganize my approach and strategies, you know, basically. Next, because I don't want to be, because I got a few more things, just 2 more things to talk about. Strong Mars energy. You know, you may experience a vibration of anger dealing, you know, as this new moon passing through. As a matter of fact, and this is also just an early September type of vibe as well. But realize, you know, when you have this vibration of anger, it's about letting it go. Like, it's not about, like, you don't swallow anger. You know, as much as, you know, these dogmatic spiritual teachings teach it, you know, matter of fact, as much as some people think that I don't express anger, you know what I'm saying, which I kind of get into that, because you know, I'm pretty sure, like, some people may assume that from watching some of my videos, like, they may have not watched all my videos and they just see the ones where I'm mostly, you know, calm and, you know, smiling, things of this nature. But you know, divinity has anger in it, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I think about, you know, when you think about nature, when we fucking off of nature and then this tornadoes come, you know, stuff like that, or in nature where, you know, you mess with the cubs, you know, the lion cubs or the children, you know, then that's when the mama come out with that anger, with that rage, you know what I'm saying? Like, so nothing is wrong with the expression of anger, but what it really is about you know, expressing this anger in a more beneficial and positive manner, like letting this flow of anger out in a way that's beneficial, not in a way that's gonna have you in jail or dead, or, you know what I'm saying? We say dead, you know, but transitioning, but, you know, you don't want to release this anger in a way that's unbeneficial to your soul, to your mind, body, and soul. You know what I'm saying? You want to release this anger in a beneficial way. You know, whether, like, some of us could get mad situations, like, you know, now some situations we are able to, you know, express that anger, like, where it's like, you know, so and so, man, when you did this, this, and that, where you could express it in a cordial way where you won't really cause no fuss or fight in that sense, you know what I'm saying? And you could do it that way. If you know you're not able to express it in that manner, you know, well then go shoot hoops, go do some push-ups, you know, go do like, matter of fact, you know, again, it's positive, like you getting stronger by doing push-up, you know, channeling that anger, but you gotta let it go, you know, in some way, form, or fashion, like trying to, like, so say if it's something makes you angry and you just kind of like just simply try to like put a smile over it. Nah, that anger is gonna be floating around, and wherever it comes to a situation where I tell people how and I made videos about this, like saying yes when it's time to say yes and saying no when it's time to say no. Cause here it is where you got this bottled up anger, and you're gonna lash it out on somebody who don't deserve it. You know what I'm saying? Where here it is where the person who actually made you mad, you didn't express it to them, you held it in, and now when your little 5-year-old little cousin, daughter, or niece or whatever come up to you and ask you a certain little question, and you know it may just whether it aggravates you or whatever, it may not even aggravate you, but they just come up to you, ask a question, and you just lash out on them, you know, and they innocent, they ain't even do nothing to you, and you lashing out on the wrong person. You get to see how not handling situation now, like that person made you angry now, then handle it now, you know what I'm saying? And if you can't handle it now without getting yourself into some type of trouble or whatever, then you know you wait to express it in a more, you know, in a fashion that won't get you into any trouble or anything, but express it nonetheless, you know what I'm saying? Cause I was about to say, yeah, and back to like with me, like, you know, people may see the vids and they don't see all of them, but sometimes I go on my little, like, you know, my little angry rants in essence, you know what I'm saying? And also realizing, though, it's a chess game, cause from my, you know, with what I'm talking about, some things, you know, you know, it's a chess game and you shouldn't talk about it in an angry manner, you know what I'm saying? Like some things, you know, you just don't want to cause any confusion by expressing it in an angry manner. And when I say that too, also realizing that the chess game is more so inside yourself. It's like, so say for instance, like feeling like I don't want to express nothing with too much anger because the Illuminati or somebody might do, like, nah, the Illuminati is myself. So if I feel like, you know, hey, I can't express this because something, that's just more so my own inner universe, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause with anything, you know, our fears attract the harm or attract the agents, you know what I'm saying? So by me feeling fearful of anything, you know what I'm saying, I would attract that. But with just the certain reality of the situation, you know, you just, the way things set up, you know, it would just be very difficult for me to be angry and hoop and holler about certain situations and still be around to have a, you know, to have a YouTube channel to express myself fully, you know what I'm saying? Again, to the chess game of the situation, but at the same time still expressing your, you know, your anger. Because matter of fact, that's another thing, and another thing too. So if fearfulness does come across as in these situations, I like, if fearfulness causes you to back down, then it's probably because source or higher self, too much S's, for source or higher self. If fearfulness causes you to back down, then it's probably because source or slash your higher self has allowed it to happen. So, you know, like if, you know, you speaking out on something that the government doing, but or say for instance you might feel fearful about expressing this in this type of manner, then that may just be the whole collective of sorts, like, well, you know, maybe it's not best for the collective for you to express this right now, you know what I'm saying, or express this in this manner, you know, because that's the whole balance of the situation, you know. When I think about like Michael Jackson, Tupac, of course you could say that they were put into transition possibly by a certain outside situation. It's also safe to say that they were also transitioned by source. You know what I'm saying? Because God is everything, even the oppressor and yourself, you know what I'm saying, one and the same. But, you know, definitely don't hold the anger back. So, you know, express it in the most positive manner. You know how some people do the artwork and they like You could throw the bucket of paint at the thing, you know what I'm saying? Doing stuff like that, that's constructive ways to, get rid of anger. And then, matter of fact, you find out that's your best painting. You make $1 million, because you took some anger, and instead of that anger and slapping somebody in the face or, shooting or stabbing somebody, just the reality of how some people deal with anger, dealing with people, instead of doing something like that and you end up in jail or transition where you're not able to use his energy at all, channel into something beneficial. So that's another thing. And then last thing also, we're gonna have a lot of relationship vibes pop up, as far as like we may come across certain situations of seeing favorable relationships, and that's on all levels. With business, family, with dealing with a significant other, you know what I'm saying? And especially dealing with the significant other, because matter of fact, it's going to have the energy of conjuncting Venus, Mars, and Neptune. Venus with that love relationship, that feminine energy, but also love relationships, bringing things together on that level. And then Mars tend to have like in essence, a strong, sexual energy, more so in a masculine sense. So it's like a strong, sexual, like physical sexual energy. And then with the Neptune energy though, and this is what you have to be aware of though, Neptune energy is like a dreamy, type of energy, hopeful and wishful. So like with some of the relationships that may appear to us at this time, be aware that or just be, I like to use be careful, but just be aware that there's also that Neptune energy with it. So make sure that this person is really like the one, or the person that you really want to vibe with, or whatever the case may be, because with this vibe, you're gonna be feeling that vibe of Venus and Mars, so you're gonna and Neptune, so you're gonna have wishful and hopeful and dreamy, type of vibe in the area of sex and relationships, you know what I'm saying? So just be aware that you may be like in some type of illusion in essence. So make sure you're not in no type of illusion, and you're not just vibing with the situation because the energies just got you gassed up in essence, you know what I'm saying? So make sure you're not gassed up by the Venus and Mars and Neptune energy, and make sure that this is something that's really real, with the relationship you're dealing with. But yeah, just be aware of that, because you're gonna kind of have a vibe of being a little gullible in essence, you know what I'm saying? So kind of just take your time and be aware of any relationship that pops up. Again, we're dealing with relationships on all levels, you know what I'm saying? Like but definitely what I would call sexual misguidance, you know what I'm saying? Like don't get misguided in that area, because again, that Neptune energy is going to have you a little bit dreamy about it, and a little bit on that wishful, like where you would really want that person to be the one, or you really want to possibly have some type of sexual relations or whatever, you know what I'm saying, whatever the case may be, but that may not be what the situation really is, you know what I'm saying? So be aware of that as well. That's basically it. Practicing, matter of fact, reorganization, reorganizing, being better at not being too verbose on my videos, and stopping right now. Peace. Happy now. Now the vibrate, of course. Not going too far in the future. Not going too far in the past. Right now. Peace.